episode 2, Talking to Town Bully podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Mike Wins, Mr. Rashawn Flemings, and our special guest, of course, my man, Mr. Cake Chicken Mike, Mickey Munday.
Mickey Munday in the building, y'all.
What's good? What's good? What's going down?
Yes, sir. So we got a lot to talk about today, a lot to cover. You already know Mike Wins in the building. Got my man Flynn, Mickey Munday. And we got another special guest in the house. My man Darwin is in the building. Come out, Darwin. Say what's up to the people.
Come here, love. Say what's up.
Oh, now you shy.
Say what's up,
man.
man.
Camera shy.
This boy. Okay. He camera shy right now. Ashley and Eddie, what's going on? So we got a lot of content to cover today, man. We're gonna give our special guest Mickey a chance to introduce himself, his kennel name, and tell him a little about himself before we get into the nitty gritty.
Absolutely.
So you got the floor, my brother.
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me here. First of all, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for coming.
Love that y'all invited me out here. I couldn't be more grateful. But yeah, I'm Mickey. Everybody know Mickey, kind of, sort of. But I'm Sauce Line Bulls
on IG.
IG at sauceline_Mickey. Facebook, you find me as Mickey. You know how it go. But
what else you TikToking or what's it?
Nah, yeah, you got a monkey and no TikTok.
TikTok, don't I? Mickey got a monkey.
I know, you do.
I'm about to say you got
I follow you.
TikTok.
Y'all gotta follow him on TikTok, y'all. We're gonna be giving away some stuff today. We're gonna be giving away a little cash today and trying to dive into who is Mickey Munday. It's been the talk of the town for a long time. I mean, a lot of people have heard about Mickey, but a lot of people don't know who Mickey is. So our show, we want to be able to, let the viewers see a lot of the breeders that actually been putting in work for years, but just been the face behind a lot of things, and now you get to see who the man himself is. So we about to jump into it, man. We're gonna let B start it off with his first question for Mickey.
So Mickey, you've been breeding for a while now. I met Mickey a couple years ago. So we chopped up a few times.
When did y'all meet?
2017.
Yeah, I met Mickey in 2017. And we met one time. After that, we've been inseparable. We've been in Miami. We did different things. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, question. What got you into breeding?
Okay, I always had a passion for dogs. We all know that, Since I was a little kid, I always had a dog on my hip. If you ask anybody that know me from a child, it's just always been a dog on my hip. And somebody showed me a game that was more competitive other than just having a backyard dog. And, I got a lot of competition in me and a lot of passion and drive for what I do. So I took what I had and I made it work, and here we are. I've been breeding dogs for, started in 2014, with a bully. Absolutely, with a bully. And it's kind of evolved into, it's kind of evolved into French bulldogs and English bulldogs. Not so much the bullies these days. I dibble and dabble, but mostly bulldogs. That's my passion. And this guy right here, Darwin. This is my big passion.
So I have a question for you. When did you get into monkeys? When did you get your first monkey, and when did you get it? What made you fall in love with the monkeys?
Man, you remember that movie Outbreak from the 90s? I'm a little older, so yeah. Outbreak from the 90s. That movie pretty much did it for me in Double Trouble.
Yeah.
Things like that. They kind of created that passion. I'm a big time animal lover. I don't care if it's a worm. Big time animal lover. But I finally met some great people who, bred monkeys, and it was obtainable. It was always a goal, a dream, and a passion. And I met a breeder.
You getting all mushy?
No. Oh, y'all about crying?
Camera,
first 5 minutes. It's the first 5.
Facts.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I've had Darwin for about 3 years now. Got him as a little baby. I never dreamed of having a monkey. Dreamed, but never thought I would really have one. And
it's clear he loves you.
I met a guy, and then I met another guy. But I love my boy. Yeah, he's never going anywhere. That's my boy.
All
right.
You got a question?
Yeah. So I know you mentioned, you like the competitiveness of the dog game, but
Absolutely.
Other than that, like, what got you interested into even just getting into the dog game?
Okay. I bought a dog in 2014. Had no idea that I'd be breeding, and I ran into a group of individuals nameless. But I ran into a group of individuals who exposed me to this world, and in exposing me to that, I developed a whole new passion for it. I had no clue that people were competitively breeding dogs, for specific qualities and traits. I thought a dog was a dog before then, and they showed me a whole new world, and it's just like I was reborn that day. So that's what it is, and I ain't stopping no time soon.
Okay, so
Similar
I feel you. So Mickey, it's you got kids. You got kids. So with the dogs, are your kids involved with the dogs to help you out?
Nah, not as much, honestly. My kids are still young, 6 years old, 7 years old, and
Shit,
they
my
play
boy,
with
they
dogs.
supposed to be shoveling shit. Oh shit!
I wish I
out
had
there with the
discipline.
monkey.
I wish I had disciplined kids like that. They play with the monkey. They feed him French fries and shit like that. No work actually put in by my kids. I let them be a kid. And they're old enough to understand, and we'll get them out there shoveling a little shit and bathing a few dogs. But for now, they don't. My kids don't. They don't be too involved. They play with the animals, but as far as like the work goes, nah. I let them be kids.
So you solo. Would you say it was best to do this solo, or would you, if you had a chance to build a team, would you have a team or just keep it solo?
Well, okay, I'm glad you asked that one.
I might ask that one too.
Let's take a toast to that one.
Yeah, it's a good question.
That's a good question.
My question, but good question.
So solo. I started off with a group of friends and different minded. We kind of grew in different minded, and I thought it was safer for me to be on my own and do it my own. And I've done things on my own with the help of a few friends. Like Ruben, I gotta give a shout out to my boy Ruben. He definitely showed me the way.
Shout out Ruben.
Ruben Fry.
Good dude,
Shout
good
out
dude.
to Ruben
Absolutely.
Fry.
He showed me the way, and he gave me a new life in this game, and I love it. And I've done things for myself, for my own as a most, but these days I'm kind of growing and expanding, and I'm becoming a little more public with everything I do. And I do have people who have been down with me from the jump and learned the game with me and committed their time with me, and they do this, and we're a team, we're family. Sauce Line Bulls.
Shout
Shout out to my Sauce Line people. Absolutely.
Would you consider the dogs a lucrative business for you?
That baby want to use that sound all day.
Well, I didn't know. When I came here, I didn't know if I was going to discuss the fact that this year's been very fucking lucrative.
We didn't want to put a disclosure in the mouth. We just want to see if lucrative was the correct word.
correct
for
word
it.
to use.
But everybody don't win. And when you do win, you gotta wait your time. You gotta stay disciplined. You gotta stay patient. You gotta stay working. And breaks come. The name come. The hard work comes with the name, absolutely. And got pretty blessed this year. I've been doing it, like I said, 7 years, and I've done decent as far as lucrative go. But I'm one of those guys who, what do you count as lucrative when what you're making you put back into your program? I'm not in for the cash. Never been in it for the cash. Hey, live, this is my live over there. But I've never been in this for the cash. Not one day. Not one day was I ever doing this for the cash. And it's the work, and it's the pride, and it's the effort, and my vision, and
It's fun.
It's fun.
I ain't gonna lie, it's
hella
fun.
fun.
The
It's
best part about
fun.
this whole breeding thing for me is how much fun it is, and
Absolutely.
add that to the people you get to meet, and you get to see people like I've never had more people just genuinely just come up to me and just want to talk until you bring a dog around. Like when I got Bullseye around, or I got one of my females, and it's like, hey, stop, sir. Can you talk about your dog? Like I never had that kind of interaction with a lot of people. So the fun part, I mean, let's be real. Everybody likes to have the cash. The cash part is nice.
It
It's
makes
nice
the
to
fun a lot
have.
better. The fun is a lot
It's nice to
better.
have.
It makes it that much more fun.
Yeah, but I definitely you have to have a passion for this game, or you won't last in
Yeah,
this
the week
game.
will fade most definitely.
Because you're gonna take L's, and I think a lot of people don't. We don't talk about the L's.
Let's talk.
And I want to
Yeah,
talk about that.
About that.
because
Let's talk about that for a
I get a
second.
lot of new breeders and people that see me breed that never knew anything about dogs, and they'll, hey, yeah, man, somebody told me I could buy this dog, and I spent $5K, and I'm gonna make X amount of dollars, and it's like,
He hustled you.
bro,
I
it's
would
not that
love-
easy.
Right. I would love to put my 2 cents on that real quick. So, my first year, I wanted to give up so many times. You know, I'm gonna be a little personal real fast. Okay, I remember my first litter. I had little to no knowledge at all in this game, and I ended up losing my first litter.
Man,
you know,
talk about that part.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
That's what people don't tell you, though.
Yeah,
that
Everybody want to tell you, oh, you make a whole bunch of money,
boy.
But they don't tell you about the loss. But
That
go ahead, elaborate
down on you.
I personally haven't made a whole bunch of money. I've took losses, I took wins, but I take it as the game. I take it as the game with a grain of salt on the chin. Exactly. Exactly. You know, so this year, last year, it's pretty good years for me. But I put in 6-7 years of, you know, dedication.
When was your first win? Like when you was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
I finally put together what I have going on. It's just whatever you want to say.
So
just tell me what you think your first win.
I've done really good at what I do. I just lacked a lot of confidence. You know, I'm a really confident person, but I'm my worst critic. I am my worst critic. So
we are our biggest obstacles.
We are, most definitely. So lately things have definitely looked up for me. I didn't know if I was going to come on here and talk about this, but I think I'm just going to throw it out there.
I was going to bring it up anyway.
I sold my first fluffy English Bulldog this year.
Big ticket, big ticket,
I know
big
you're gonna do
ticket,
it.
big ticket, big ticket, big ticket, big ticket.
You know, you have to be a friend of mine or word of mouth to know about it. I'm personally not going to say the number on here, but
just say big bag.
Big bag, yeah.
Just let them know.
You're not gonna be hungry for a few days.
Bigger bag.
For a few months.
Bigger bag.
A good year if you do it right.
Shit, why you?
Yeah, I could take the whole year off if I wasn't as humble as I was, but I won't. I'll keep going and I'll keep doing what I love to do.
So a question. That big bag you got to, was it something that was bought or produced? And if it was bought or produced, what was the better feeling? If you bought it, or better feeling producing it?
That big bag definitely comes from years of my work. You know, I had generations of females that produced that big bag for me, and it was definitely produced. It was made in Mickey America for sure. It was definitely produced.
So, would you recommend for, I would say, a new breeder, would you recommend them go get a female first or to get a stud and push a stud first?
You know, truth be told, I recommend all new breeders watch the game for a year.
There we go.
I recommend.
I ain't heard that one before. That was a good one.
Right.
If you trying to save your bread, if you trying to make good decisions, you should learn it. You need to do your research.
I would definitely watch from the sidelines before I jumped out in the street. Because this is not for the weak at no point in time. Nothing will ever go as planned, ever. You know, you can plan 1,000 times, but it's all on, you know, God's grace and
knowledge.
I've taken a lot of losses. A lot of losses I don't talk about. And you know,
we'll
get to
a
lot of things. You know, truth be told, when it comes to dogs, I've never been really interpersonal with. Why do you keep biting me, bro? I've never been too personal with the wins and losses that I take and the things that I do. Like they were saying, you know, people want to know who I am, but a lot of people know me behind doors. I have a lot of relationships with some of the biggest guys in this game. You know, I know a lot of people, love a lot of people, respect a lot of people. And I've been doing this for a while, but you might not see me or see me with these people. It don't take away from the relationship.
Facts.
Like I said, this year was my first year, honestly, my first year just talking to people. You know, me and this guy have been friends for years. We've done plenty of business, plenty of fun things, work things, and I'm not public with a lot of things I do. This is finally, someone call it my breakout year. You know, I want to show y'all everything. Wins, losses, I don't care because I've been doing this so long. I would just like y'all to see what I have going on, you know. I would like y'all to see this monkey keep biting me too.
So question. So we talk about wins and losses, right?
Yes, sir.
What was one of the biggest losses you took in the bully game?
Biggest
or in the dog game, period?
Touch Mickey's too.
Oh my God. Man, I think the biggest loss I took in the game I'd rather not talk about. Honestly.
Okay. I got a question for you. You now are the owner of one of the dopest, youngest bulldog studs in the game.
Sir,
Give
yes,
it up
sir.
for that. Give it up for that.
Yes,
My
sir.
boy Bias.
And Bias is by far one of the hardest bulls that I've seen in a very long time. I mean, body, height, compact body.
And the mug.
He got
is
color.
sick.
The mug, and he got color. So, how has that dog impacted you already since you've had him?
Oh my God! So I've had this dog actually since he was about 8 to 10 weeks old, and you know I bought him from another breeder. I did not produce him. I will be the first to say I did not produce him. Was a bit skeptical about him when I bought him because I don't necessarily like buying dogs from people. You know, I'm one of those made in America. It's made in Mickey America. If it's not made in my farm, my yard, I really don't like too much to do with it. But this dog, he gives me a lot of confidence and a lot of hope. I love him to death. I wish I would have brought him today so you guys could see him, but bias.
We'll drop some pictures on the gram for
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir. Bias stands for bitch, why you so sad? So that's bias. He's definitely an upcoming stud that I look forward to doing a lot of business with in the future, seeing a lot of product off of him. Like my guy said, he's an amazing dog all the way around. You know, his body is amazing. Everything about him is amazing. His color is amazing. If you know me, if you follow me, you know Bias. Can't miss Bias.
So do we get free stud credits to Bias?
Absolutely not.
All right.
This is business. This is business.
So Mickey, you took on in the last couple of months, you took on the title as Chasing the Chicken.
Oh, Mr. Chicken Chasing himself.
Yeah. So where'd that come from?
Mr. Chicken
brought that
Chasing
out?
himself. Okay, a lot of people don't even know what chicken means, so let's get it fast. Chasing chicken is to work hard. It's to chase your money. It's to be about your money. So I am that guy. I am Mr. Chicken Chaser. I chase my money. I believe in getting my dollars. I work hard. I demand my respect, and I demand my check at all times. So I'm Mr. Chicken Chaser.
Thanks.
I'm gonna hashtag that next to his name, Chicken Chaser.
Chicken Chasers.
Please
All
don't
right.
steal my lingo.
I got one for you though, man.
Okay, you got one for me?
I got a question. All right. What breeding or what dog did you not keep that looking back now you wish you would have kept that dog or something out that breeding?
So I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that. So I did that. Kevin Real, everybody knows Coon. I sold Coon, the baddest female I ever produced, from Clint Eastwood. I had Clint Eastwood. A lot of people know Clint Eastwood is one of the smallest Frenchies you're ever gonna see in life. And I produced a beautiful female named Fifi off of her. I sold him Fifi and I regretted it. I regretted it so much that I called him when the dog was a year old and I said, name your price, I gotta have it back. And I bought that dog back. I regretted it majorly selling him that dog that I didn't care what, that's Fifi.
I know.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we do our research here at the
Dog,
podcast.
stop. I didn't
just
care.
bark?
He just barked.
Beat the shit out of me. But I didn't care what he wanted for that dog. I had to have it back because I'm one of those people. I take pride in everything I produce and everything I have. You know, I have particular standards for everything. I'm not one of those guys that's looking to get rich. When you pay with a dog from me, well, you're gonna pay. But when you pay from a dog from me, you're gonna get something that you enjoy seeing on your couch, some quality, something I put my time, effort, and love into. So Fifi was definitely one of those dogs I had to have my love back. So she's at the house right now, and honestly, that's like the only dog I regretted, but I rectified it. So
Fifi.
it's all good.
So you got her back, huh?
Absolutely.
Made you happy.
I'll tell you.
Man, she's never
May
going
15th,
anywhere.
2021. He posted it.
Is Fifi the mother to the Fluffy?
Fifi is not the mother to the Fluffy. So I believe in working in my own bloods.
Okay.
I got a lot of my blood, and Fifi is actually the Fluffy's auntie. Auntie is actually the auntie.
So that Fluffy you produced was off of Mickey line.
That was off of Sauce Line.
Okay.
That Sauce Line work at all times. She actually comes off of like 3-4 generations of my own work.
So you really been working.
I've been working.
Okay, so
But
question.
you knew that.
Yeah. Question. So, me personally, I've handled a lot of dogs for you.
Yes. Whelp litters.
Whelp litters for you. How do you do where a lot of puppies you sold, people don't know you produce?
Absolutely. So I have, honestly speaking, I have over 40 to 50 puppies, maybe 60 to 70, honestly, that I've produced that the world never even seen.
Yeah, dog.
the world never even seen. I'm a little different, you know. I don't advertise a lot of dogs for sale. I've never had the need to, but I have a lot of networking going on, a lot of friends.
That big three work.
Oh man, shout out to the big three. Shout out to Tonio.
That big three work.
Shout out to Tonio.
So, we're going on this year. What can we expect from you this year?
Everything, all gas, no brakes. You know, I honestly, I don't even discuss these type of things, but I have over 15 dogs.
And we're discussing it.
Yeah, we talking
Okay,
about it.
so if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Absolutely.
Right? What is the ultimate goal this year that you
to be
set?
better than last year.
Okay.
My ultimate goal is to be better than every year, and you know, honestly, since I've got in this game, my goal has been accomplished. I am better than every year I do because I believe in working. I believe in getting better. I believe in learning the breeds.
Okay.
I believe in learning what makes the breeds better, and I work towards that. And I'm absolutely getting better with every year. That's my goal.
How important is networking in this dog?
Talk to him.
That's one of the most important things you can do. You know, networking. Without networking, good luck. You know what I mean?
That's real though. That's real. A lot of
and
people.
I have some amazing friends and brothers. This is my brother right here. I have some amazing friends and brothers who have definitely helped me out. You know, I didn't know I was gonna come in here and just be too personal, but this guy has sold I don't know, so many of my puppies, man. Like,
I was gonna say, shouts out to B.
absolutely.
For those who don't really know Brian Brandon, Brian has probably sold. He's neck and neck with most dogs sold in Killeen, Texas, y'all. To be honest with you, and a lot of people don't even know that.
Yes, sir.
He's behind a lot of the sales in the dog in this community as well as other communities. You know, hailing from the East Coast to the West Coast to now Central Texas, man. Definitely want to give you your flowers, man, because you do it, man. Shouts out.
Gotta get it.
To be honest with you, like. It's a lot of stuff that we can say, we can do, but you got to give people their flowers while you can, because you know I pay homage to everybody. I give respect, I give love, I give respect to you, and I appreciate you coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely
bro.
appreciate Brian for all that he does, and you know it's just a.
You're getting somebody to your left.
It's just but you know it's not often that you find people that are willing to help. So it's always good when you got those people, because I've called Brian, you know, even me, I've called Brian like, hey, do me a favor, you got somebody for this pup, move this pup for me, and you know, we'll take care of that on the back end, you know.
Absolutely.
And just sometimes you just don't have time, you know, you're trying to work on other things, you might be trying to flip a house or something, and you don't have time to do this. So, but you know, the first passion for me is the dogs, and you know. So definitely appreciate you, bro, for all that.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you a good guy, B. I ain't gonna lie.
He's good.
Yeah, a good guy.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, speaking for Central Texas, which is where we located right now, B is definitely one of the greats, and definitely one of those guys you got to give his flowers and respect. You know, he works hard. He don't do none of this. He don't do any of this half effort.
He
He
about to
gives
start
his
crying.
all in everything.
Ain't nobody said nothing nice about him in a while.
Well, you gotta be honest. You gotta be honest.
But with that being said, bro, a lot of people out there that do these dogs, y'all got a significant other, y'all got kids, y'all got friends, y'all got homeboys, homegirls, whatever, that help y'all with these dogs that y'all really don't appreciate half the time. Y'all just feel like we cool, we friends. He'll come by and do it for me. But if you can, with this weekend, this week, whatever's left of this day, take time out and just appreciate them people. Take them out
That's
to
facts.
eat.
You gotta take breeders as
I ain't
breeders.
taking you out to eat.
Nah,
As
chill,
breeders.
chill, be
I'm
too
trying to
big.
figure it out.
And if Ruben is watching, Ruben, we still waiting to go to Perry's, brother. So
We waiting on
I don't
you.
know if we're gonna be waiting forever. I'm gonna be old and gray.
We're
by the time
trying to go to Top Golf.
I might even be fat by the time we go. Oh,
Yeah.
shit, already.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good.
hey. So let me ask you a question, Mick.
What's up?
What advice could you give a new breeder that has already been told from their friends that you can come in this game and just make a whole bunch of money? If you had to start over, they asked me this question last week.
Yeah, 7 years ago.
Let's just say 7
What
years
advice
ago.
would you give yourself 7 years ago that you know now?
That's a golden question.
Don't do it. I've had a lot of heartaches and sleepless nights doing this. but it's my passion. Everybody's not cut out for this game.
Facts.
Everyone is not cut out for this game, and only the strong survive and the weak fade. I'm not sure what advice, honestly speaking, I think one of the advices I would give new breeders, I don't know if I want to say this, but watch who you trust.
Man, speak on it. That's fact. We need 2 clue bombs.
Drop another one of clues bombs.
Everyone is not to be trusted in life.
Heck no.
It's your future in your hands. You don't want to put it in someone else's hands. You don't even know.
Facts.
Just watch who you trust. There's some great people. The people that are sitting at this table right now are amazing. If you want to trust somebody, pick one of them.
Hey,
pick one of them.
Pick me.
Pick him.
Pick me.
He wins. He wins.
Mike wins.
Absolutely.
It's in the name. Trademark.
I love it.
So, but all right. So when it comes to doing business, if it's buying a dog or doing a breeding and you're looking for a stud, how important is the relationship you have or the conversation that you have with the other breeder?
It's very important. It's imperative. It's imperative that you have a good relationship with breeders. Not every breeder is honest, first of all. Not every guy is going to give you what you need. Not every guy is going to show you what you need. A lot of people are here to sell a dream. They're selling you a dream. They're here to sell a dream, and you have to separate the real from the fake in your career. It's risky. It's a chance with everything you do.
It's an investment.
You don't know people. That's why I said when you asked what advice would I give to the new ones, just sit back and watch. Watch people's character. Watch the way they move. Watch things they do.
Watch the people they with.
Absolutely.
Facts.
That matters so much to me. I'd rather have a connection through somebody else I already trust. So if this person that I already trusts you, I feel better about that than to go reach out to somebody completely random.
That just wants your money.
Because it's a money thing. It's money in the game.
This can be a money pit, absolutely. There's people who prey on you new guys. There's people who will prey on you new guys.
Facts.
So be careful. Be careful with what you do. Double track everything. Check over everything. When it comes to meeting a new stud owner, honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I never used a stud that belonged to an owner I did not like.
There we go.
If I don't like you, I don't care about your.
That's facts. That's facts.
Some people are arrogant. They're cocky. They're stud owners who don't care about
Nothing.
you personally bringing benefit to the game, but they care about how you benefits their children's tuition or their children's toys, financially.
So, Mickey, quick question.
Yes, sir.
Sauce line bully. Sauce line.
Best in the world.
So, how do you breed sauce line? Is sauce line dedicated to color, or a sauce line more of a structure first, color later? Cause I've been to the house. I've been to the yard.
It's all right.
I've been to the yard. The yard dope.
Pretty good shit in there.
The yard dope.
Absolutely.
Was it dedicated to the color first, or did you just look at the structure of the dog and decided I'm gonna build off of my structure because the color always comes?
Well, like I said, I think it was about 2016, 2017. I began to notice everyone was in a color rush.
It was a cold night.
There was in a color rush. Okay. Everyone was in a color rush around. So, I come from black and white dogs, brindle dogs. Everyone was in a color rush, and I like color. I appreciate the flash. Look at my outfit. I appreciate colorful things. But what's a colorful dog without structure? What's a colorful dog without structure? I built structure. I built structure and added color. I think that's the appropriate way to go when you're breeding dogs. You build structure, then you add color. Absolutely.
So the topic for the podcast today is: are kennels and kennel partners necessary for you to become a successful breeder?
Absolutely.
Man, you want to take this one? Or you want me to jump in?
Yeah.
Go
ahead. No. Look, I want Mike first. I want to hear Mike's.
Wait, I need a sound for that one.
I mean, hear Mike's. I need to hear.
All right, so look. All right, I'm gonna say this. A lot of people don't know my kennel partner. His name is Rich.
That was me.
No, shut up, fool. Shouts out to Rich out in New York, man, and Queens in the building. You already know. We've had some pretty good. I've had a lot of good kennel partners, to be honest with you. What it ended up being, I used to be a part of League Line when I was with Adrian, and that was cool too. I think the only thing for me when I got with a kennel was, when I got with somebody else's kennel, was my creative juices weren't allowed to flow. I couldn't get on Facebook or Instagram and do what I wanted to do because hey man, don't post this or don't say this. And me, I'm free. I'm a free heart. I can't, no holds barred. Like I couldn't be myself. So I had to branch back off and be Supreme Team.
Man, you have to be yourself to name a dog Cockblock, first of all.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Cockblock, ball sack.
And get away with it.
Shit, cocksucker,
Cocksucker.
Look, ding-a-ling. Look, all the dogs, man, you got to be creative, man, when it comes to these dogs. Because if you don't, it just gets boring. We got to keep this shit fun. Look how many, we came from dogs with Short Shot, Diamond, Romeo, Rex.
Not Rex.
We had regular names, bro, but now we got the Roxy Reynolds, the Miyagis, the Puns. Like we got different names. Bias. You know what I'm saying? We got different names for these dogs now because it's not all just about some magazine textbook name. And actually, the importance of having a kennel partner could work if y'all both on the same team and y'all work together.
Yeah.
If y'all, any type of energy like this podcast, the reason why this works is because we feed off of each other.
Facts.
I have something I bring to the table. He has something he brings. He has something he brings. We all bring something different to the table. So that's what makes us, us.
Mike,
we are the talk of the town. And these nuts is on the table today, y'all, just so y'all know. But it's a lot of, there's a lot of benefit to having a kennel partner, but you can also do it by yourself if you have the means to do it. Because everybody who jumps into these dogs and people tell them they're gonna be rich is a lie. It's not. Everybody's not gonna make it. Everybody's not gonna be able to stay in the blow of shit. One of my homies just had 12 puppies die. In the house with the mama on day 58. All the puppies died. That's a big blow. All of them were chocolate tri, lilac, like full tails. All of them off of a hot stud. The puppies came out. I mean, it was so many puppies and it was so big that it killed the mama. That's a blow that somebody that spent their last $5,000, $10,000 on a female, then they last $5,000 on the dog, might have took out their whole 401k to go and invest in this one breed and thinking that in 60 days they were going to get their money back, and then all the dogs die. Your whole investment is gone.
I have a kennel partner who actually done that. Don't got a lot of money, works hard as hell. For every dollar he put into it, he worked very hard for it, and still came up unsuccessful.
Right.
And I hated to see that happen to him. I'm not gonna lie.
It happens, and you know what? And it's a part of the game. It's either going to break you or it's going to make you stronger.
Facts.
It's either going to break you or it's going to make you stronger. So, what I would tell anybody, man, is if you get into this game expecting to get rich quick, it's not going to happen. I've suffered so many losses in this game. I've suffered way more losses, coming into the game than wins, to be honest with you. I was taking loss after loss. My main stud dead. Females dead. I bought a female from a big camp dead after 2 months of having her. A couple grand on her. So there's a lot of these dogs are not. They don't live. Exotics don't live nearly as long as pit bulls used to. You have a pit bull for 10 years. And then they have to put the dog down because it's just too old.
Right.
You have an exotic for a year and a half and it's dead.
Yeah.
And they don't all die after a year and a half, but the life expectancy on these dogs because of how we're creating them is slim.
Right.
The biggest reason for that is the exotics don't have a standard.
Not like my EBs. Not like my EBs.
They don't have a standard,
EBs
and they
really
don't have a concrete background.
They
They don't have a concrete background.
They don't. But we love the look. That's why people.
Oh yeah.
We worked on this look. We changed this look. We did a lot
100 times.
I'm not saying no one at this table did it, but there's definitely a lot of mixing.
Oh yeah.
And the bullies are a new breed. This hasn't been around for 20, 30 years, like some of these dogs that come from early 1900s and 1800s that have their
My boy
health
do his
and
research.
their genetics
Yeah.
already established. This is a new thing to us. This is something that we are kind of like pioneers in. You know,
Yeah.
we sat down and we took the risks, we took the gains, and we tried absolutely tried to better the breed.
Right. Facts.
Facts. And like I tell people all the time, bro, it's just when it came to these dogs, if you're breeding bullies, you're breeding exotics, and you still think
Thanks,
they took
Josh.
Tequila Sunrise to Cairo and made it exotic, it's not the game for you. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on that makes these dogs. But you have to understand that it's a designer. It's a designer dog.
It's a design.
I talked to a young lady yesterday. She came by. She wanted to do a progesterone test. I did the progesterone test for her. She said she wanted to learn. She wanted to get involved with it. I mentioned something to her about surgical inseminations, and she didn't quite know what that was.
Right.
So my advice to her, and my advice to women, period, with the bullies, we're gonna jump into that, but not this episode. Learn these dogs and learn how to breed before you jump in just trying to make $1 off.
Facts.
And that goes back to what I said.
If you're breeding dogs for other people, what I told her was get experience first.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing you want to do is try to go and breed a dog with somebody that knows absolutely nothing about dogs.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of homework,
Cash
and
money makers,
you
stuff like
can't
that.
be great at being a breeder if you don't go back to where the roots really started from and look at these old dogs and get your homework and your history, because there's a lot of studying with these dogs.
That's why I said sit out for a year.
sit out for you, exactly.
And you gotta press that year. That's not a year of you like once
hang around
every
breeders.
month
Hang
I go
around
see
breeders for a
something.
year.
Nah, you gotta do it every day.
Right.
It's an everyday. This is an everyday job.
And then another thing that he touched on it for a second, like the lifespan as far as it goes with the dogs, but you don't know what's gonna happen ultimately with these dogs. These dogs are delicate. These dogs are delicate. We spend lots of money on these dogs, and it's not
Whole lot of
because we're here to get rich. It's because we sit here and we put our time, our effort, our love into breeding these dogs, and it's still a high risk.
Fair.
Yeah, you got people chaining them up to trees.
Absolutely not.
They chain the fences. You
Disgusting.
cannot. The exotics are not pit bulls, y'all. This is not. You can't just chain these dogs up outside, and that's just the end of it.
Don't do that to no EB. Don't do that to no Frenchie. None of these bully breeds is
No.
built for that.
So-
It's not what we do.
You
I
put
had-
too much money. You can't invest in an air conditioner.
Nah. And see, I had a lot of people that bought dogs from me in the last years before my dog situation happened, and they spent easy 5 figures.
Which situation are you talking about? You care to talk about it?
So-
You care to talk about it?
So for
first?
everybody that don't know, I am
We
the
got to
creator.
add Mickey to the panel.
I am the creator of Black Lives Matter. I was away. I went to
Yeah, we did mention this last.
my niece's
episode.
birthday party in Kentucky. So I had my little brother watching the dogs, and he went in, called me, and I fed him, let him out. Cool. It's the same thing. I did it a couple times before.
Right.
All year I did it about 4 or 5 times. So it didn't faze me. But he called me this time, and he was just like, "He's not moving." I'm like, "He's not moving. What you mean not moving?" So I'm maybe 6 hours away. So I start speeding all the way home. I get home. Luckily, my landlord at the time, which is a friend of mine, shout out to a man I work with.
Shout out E.
He removed the dogs from the house for me. He was like, "I didn't want you to see the dogs." I understand why he did it, because I probably would have just lost my shit. That was my kids to me. You feel me? But I put a lot of money into that dog, a lot of promotion, a lot of everything into him. And at that moment, my AC froze over. Who thinks that AC will freeze over? Ever? You feel me? And it
And
froze
then
over.
while you're gone.
Yeah, when I'm gone at that. So it froze over, and I lost him and his sister. And I lost him after I had an inquiry from Honduras for both of them for
X amount of dollars.
X amount of dollars a piece. it was a dope number. I
X
probably
is a dope number.
I probably would've
They
sold
were
it.
dope dogs, to say the least. They
Yeah.
were very dope dogs. I'll give you a props for that. They were
I
very
probably
dope
would have
dogs.
sold both of them for that price. And it happens. And like they said, like these dogs they're not built for strenuous weather. After 75 degrees, it's too hot. You know what I'm saying? And I've had people that lived in Vegas and Arizona that bought dogs from me and thought they could let the dog outside and go pee and come back and the dog be okay. And it wasn't okay.
Bro, do you know how hard it is to come home and after you've been offered a $200,000 bag for a dog,
Hell
find
yeah,
that
I
dog dead?
Been there.
Definitely I do.
Been
Bro,
there.
that's the hardest thing. That's why I say this. The dog shit is not for everybody. You gotta have a way to bounce back. Bro, I came home in this very garage,
Shout out to my guy Mike Griffin.
and my main stud was laying there in his cage in the AC, dead.
You care to talk about who that was?
His name was Boss Daddy.
Rest in peace, Boston.
And bro, I almost lost my shit.
Yeah.
And it's because I literally I walked out. He was wagging, and I played with him before I left to go to work. And I came home. He was dead, bro.
And
And
it's hard.
That's the reality of it, though. I don't think nobody sitting at this table has not taken a loss. You're not human if
In
you
any form or fashion.
I put like this. My last litter that I had,
Man.
I had a couple of pups who this is about week 4, and they not kicking it. They just everybody else is thriving.
Right.
And I called B. I said, B, I took it to the vet. This is what they said. I called him and I called E. And I said, tell me what you would do in my position. And they was like, bro, it ain't worth it. Just go ahead and put him down. And my mom like, put him down? What you mean, bro? I'm sleepless nights with these dogs. I'm whelping them myself.
So I see somebody say that's why people need to breathe
How
better.
do you see that?
Honestly,
I see it too. I see it too.
You got some.
But yeah, but that good just to say that you gonna take an L. It doesn't matter what's going on. You gonna end up taking an L somewhere in behind this game.
No, it's not plugged up, Mark.
Like the other one.
And-
Switch
and-
it.
Just switch the charger.
Yeah.
And
No,
it's
the red
definitely
one right here.
It's definitely gonna be a hard L.
Yeah, it's gonna be an L. But you gotta be ready to take that. But you gotta be ready to put your either, like you said, Mickey, you
Bounce
gonna
back.
either you gonna fold, you just gonna get out of the game, or you gonna get back, sit back, and you gonna replan everything.
These dogs have anxiety, bro.
Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Separation
So bullies
anxiety.
have, and the Frenchies too. They have
English got
separation
it.
anxiety. In English,
Yeah, English
they
got
have
it.
anxiety, bro. You can't literally. That weekend, my son's birthday, there was like 15 kids from Shoemaker football team here. They were spending the night, and we were taking them to Dave and Buster's. Bro, I swear they played with that dog, and before I could come home, change and go to Dave and Buster's, it was 45 minutes later. When that garage door closed, that dog must have just
Lost his shit.
lost it, bro.
One more here play with.
And that's another thing, like you say though, that anxiety will increase the temperature. It will,
Facts.
it will
Oh, yeah.
They
overheat
panic.
these dogs. They
They
will
panic.
overheat these dogs. I remember a situation like that where I had a dog that I went to Six Flags, and I don't really like talking about this shit, but the dog did live. I went to Six Flags and I came home hours later from Six Flags, and I could swear I was about 10 to 15 minutes from death. Thank God I got home in the time I did. I was able to save my dog. But the dog is pretty much dead. It's like not moving but breathing, and one of his eyes looked very weird, like he's gone. But I saved him. And had I been gone, had I stopped at the
McDonald's
store and
gas
used the
station or something.
bathroom,
Yeah.
he would not have made it.
And that's
And that happened like you. I came home, my circuit breaker was flipped. My circuit breaker was flipped. I don't know what happened, but there was no AC in my home, and it was 80 plus degrees in the home
GC was good, but
in a cage. So that probably made it about 90 degrees with him
Man.
sitting in his own heat. And
not being able to express it out. Yeah.
thank God I saved him.
Let me tell y'all about a huge loss. Jose Fabiani, what's good, brother? Hobbyline is watching in the building. I see you, baby.
Yeah, take this quick one so we can get back on the topic.
So,
Go ahead.
man. Yeah, but I want to. So y'all have to really have a backup generator for a lot of these dogs, and I need to get one myself because a buddy of mine that lives in my city had 20 dogs.
Man.
One dog got out of the
killed
cage,
everybody.
pulled the AC, pulled the cord from the AC,
No
and
shit.
everybody died, bro.
But him.
Everybody but him. He was the only one that lived, bro.
Because he
Everybody,
was not in that enclosure.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
murdered.
And he probably did. Yeah, he wasn't.
he
He
ran.
wasn't
He was
panicking.
hot, but
wasn't panicking.
everybody died, bro.
So,
That's-
quick question. 24K Kennel said, what can you recommend if a dog is overheated? If a dog is overheated,
lemon, alcohol,
Lim-
sprays feed.
you can't drench your dog in water.
No.
A lot of
No.
people decide to drench their dog in water because they realize the water is colder than the dog's temperature. You want to throw that dog in the shop.
In the
Right.
shop.
So what you do is you gotta get internal temperature down. It's gonna sound fucked up, sound nasty. Y'all bro the fuck up. Get a ice cube and shut up the ass, and you start cooling down the internal body temperature. Alcohol on their pads, open their pores up and start taking in air. The lemon juice to help you break down the mucus in the back of the throat so they can breathe. So
Good question.
If you got that, y'all write it down, take notes. Also, if you look at June Williams posted on his page before you go to any show, he has all the stuff in
Shout out
hand.
June, you know, that's my boy.
Y'all look
That's
at
my
that.
boy. That's my boy. I love June. June gives a lot of knowledge for little to no cost. And I love people like that. You know, he saves a lot of people. He teaches a lot of people in this game.
Shout out June.
Shout out June.
All right, so we'll hop back on the topic. Mike, you said that you can be successful without having a kennel. B has signature line Frenchies. Mm-hmm. I know this because I'm part of it.
Shout out signature line.
Signature line, man.
Shout out.
Here working.
Yeah. And I'll let B speak about some of the things we got going on. But from you to go from having Black Lives Matter to, you know, all by yourself to saying, hey, I want to get a kennel together and put the right, you know, team together. What made you do that, and why did you feel like that was the next step for you?
So, if everybody know me, they know me. I've been doing the dog thing by myself for many moons. The first kennel I jumped into was Signature Line. It was me, my brother John. And
Shout out John.
Was it?
Me and John got some.
It wasn't. Me, my brother John, and
No, it wasn't.
I'm telling you, and my homeboy Boo.
R.I.P.
We did that.
What was that kennel that he was in?
Got some rectification right here.
Prime.
Before Prime Bullet. But my kennel partner at that time sold heat stroke to Vic. I was supposed to buy Vic before he did.
You supposed to buy who?
Heat stroke.
Okay.
Vic would have never bought heat stroke if I'd have got to California fast enough.
He'll buy Vic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So,
caught it too.
we did it. We did. I was in Signature Line. We did what we had to do. We didn't necessarily break up. We just had different visions. And when you have different visions, you have to allow everybody to express that vision in their own way, their own passion, their own, you know what I'm saying, own strides.
You can't really grow if you don't let people be themselves.
Facts. So we went our separate ways, and I came down to Oklahoma. I got stationed in Oklahoma, and I ended up joining Prime Bullies. So I was in Prime Bullies for a while, and it was cool, but it was something about the way that business was being conducted that I just stepped away from it.
Speak on it.
Damn it.
Let's go, B.
So-
No holds barred, right? We speaking on it. Let's get it.
So
He need a sip.
I stepped away from it. I stepped away from it because it was a lot of contradictions going on. It was a lot of miscommunications going on, and it was a lot of grudges that was held away from towards certain people that I felt like when I heard the story from both ends, it wasn't supposed to go down like that. And a lot of the grudges was over a dog. And what people forget is these are dogs. At the end of the day, these are dogs. These are not kids. These are not businesses. These are dogs. And if you lose a friend behind a dog, that's a shame.
I've lost several friends behind.
How do you have we spoke about kennel partners and in this particular situation right here, one of your kennel partners, which was one of the lead breeders of your kennel, brought a woman from Asia to Killeen to purchase a dog from him. That woman spent about $100,000 with him on
Facts.
2 dogs, right?
Facts.
$100,000. The woman then asked him if there were any other dogs in town because she wanted a few more dogs. He skipped over like 6 of his kennel partners and went to one of his homeboys that had some dogs. Am I lying?
Facts.
So I just feel like
I ain't heard this story.
if you have kennel partners, they should be first line of defense when it comes to somebody coming to shop with y'all.
If that's the team that you promote.
Exactly. Now, if it's not, then you're going to go completely around them because you don't respect them, and you're going to go and start to feed other people. You're not feeding the wolves, and if you don't feed the wolves, they're going to eat you.
Oh God.
So, my advice, if you do have a kennel or if you join in the kennel, y'all really need to discuss things, and you need a contract.
Facts.
You need a
Contracts.
Contracts are so important.
Everything's a contract.
Yes.
Contracts.
With that,
let's talk
Yeah,
about
don't worry. We got a whole episode we're going to do straight on
with
contracts.
that, like you said,
episode,
it did happen in that way. But at the end of the day, like it branched me out to meet different people.
Right.
I ended up branching out to being one of the person that he had altercations with. Well, not altercations, but he had hatred towards, and that
Who was that
was
person?
shut up, man.
Nah.
Me.
That was in 2015.
Me, you wanna know
And look, hold up. The dude didn't, and I'm sorry to cut you. The man didn't want to sell me a dog. He didn't want to sell me a dog out of fear that I was going to outproduce him with his own blood, which I had no intention on doing.
This
I
guy?
feel like this is a friend. No. His partner
You know?
Okay.
didn't want to sell me a dog.
This Mickey show now.
Because he like, what?
And he goes it up.
Look, didn't want to sell me a dog because he was afraid of me getting the blood. So he was mad that another one of their kennel partners sold me a female. But before they sold me that female, after he sold me that female,
He let you breed to him.
he let me breed to his main stud.
So
So I could you can make money off of me, but I can't make money
off of you.
off of you.
So, but when it came down to it, like I said, it was a situation that I stepped back and had to look with a clear-eyed view of what was really going on. I stepped away from it. I ended up being called into League Line. Shout out to Adrian, Mike Wins. They brought me on League Line. We did League Line for a minute, and it was just like Mike said, it was a place that you came into wholeheartedly, but you couldn't grow. And for me, I'm a growth person. Like, you'll never see me sitting down doing the same shit over and over again. That's not me. I gotta make sure that I'm moving towards everything. Like right now, I have my own team. Shout out to my team. I take the back seat for my team. My team drives everything that I do. And shout out to Signature Line. I got people in New York, people in Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, and they really push the brand. I know a lot of y'all see me as the Signature Line person, but behind closed doors, they're pulling the strings. I'm just typing the pages. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how it's supposed to be ran, though. I'd rather support my team while they're supporting me versus have support for my team and don't support my team. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm never going to take the bread and not put my team on some money.
And we also have contracts, and I know because I wrote.
We do contracts. Everybody on my team, I honestly say right now, they got money coming in.
Right.
All the time.
Is that contract related? Because I personally,
Yeah.
I would like to say I have never signed anyone's contract in the 7 years I have done this. Because I will not do business if I don't trust you as a man. So if I trust you as a man, I don't need your contract.
Some people, honestly, you don't need a contract. Those that keep their word. People that do business with me, I just keep my word. Because I feel like your word is everything you have in this business. Without your word, you ain't shit.
No.
Totally agree.
If you can't be trusted in this business for doing good business, you know, and most of these guys, you know, that have the franchises, they don't have to worry about that type of stuff because they do contracts. I don't franchise.
Shout out to Signature Line franchise.
Shouts out to Signature Line for that.
The reason why I do contracts is to lessen any type of confusion.
Facts.
It's if we all boys. I have no problem with a handshake. Hey, we got going on. But at the end of the day, if we just sign a contract, what's the difference? We still gonna be the same type of person towards each other.
Left too.
That's what
I'm saying.
Tell you, if you ain't never you personally
Yeah.
put a contract in front of me, take it back. Because I trust your word as a man, and I would hope you would trust mine.
And you can do that with people, and I'm not gonna say you
Certain
can't.
people.
But that's
Certain
what it
people. When a lot
comes
of money
down
gets
to.
involved, people change
So
their
y'all can sit here and
real
tell me that y'all haven't had a co-own deal that went left.
Hell yeah.
But this is
Or
where
a
that
putback
contract
deal.
or putback deal.
I just had one.
That's what I'm
Shouts out to
saying. This is
Latif
where
White, who fucked
this is
himself.
where the contract part comes in at.
But I roll with the punches when it comes.
Hold on,
But you can. But if you can avoid, if you can.
while people watching. Hey, there's a breeder in Philly named Latif White.
He locked up.
that guy.
We want to make sure we
He's
shed
locked up.
absolutely no light. Make sure he gets the donkey of the day, the big hee-haw. I don't have it, but he get a chicken right now. Look, shouts out to Charlamagne for that. But shouts out to everybody doing good business because there's a lot of people, and I apologize to anybody. I did make somebody sad the other day when I told him I couldn't do his putt back for him because I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
If you're not close to me, we ain't doing it. So, but you know, contracts can go left even with friends. I've had friends that I've lost over this dog shit because when money get involved or
People
dogs
change
get
up.
involved, people change up on you real
Man.
fucking fast.
I agree. I totally agree.
Real fast.
That contract, for me, that contract just states, hey, all we're saying is the same thing we're saying when we shake our hands. You're saying, hey, this is what you're gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. And as long as we both do that, then we don't have an issue.
I'm a,
How do you feel about a contract? You know, how do you feel about as far as you expecting someone to hold up a piece, not their word as a man, but you expecting them to uphold a piece of paperwork that if you don't do this right, then legally I have to take the proper channels and proper steps. You know, I don't favor that.
I know, and it's a culture thing because we definitely didn't grow up thinking like contracts. I've never, not one time growing up, did I ever see a contract.
But as you
But
evolve,
then when I
you did.
started seeing people touching real money, I started seeing contracts come
Absolutely.
out of everywhere.
never have
I can
ever,
respect it.
So that's where it comes from.
I can respect
I can tell you right now, I mean, we've all done business together.
Right.
Not one contract that I've done with any of y'all.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, if I feel like this only because I met you through you or you through you, so it's a little bit different because if I get burned in some situation, then all four of us are gonna sit down and we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a panel. We're gonna figure out how to get it right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's different because that's we're men that feel that same type of level, but I can't do that with everybody. Everybody's not built for that. I mean, when I sell a pup, I give a health guarantee contract.
Got to.
You know, when I
Stop
do a
selling
co-own,
dogs,
when I do a co-own deal,
Never sold
I do a contract with a co-own deal. I've done a couple co-own deals with people that I grew up with
Mr.
and I
Co-own
know, but they're
himself.
not dog people.
Mr. Co-own.
I'm saying they're not. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do some co-own.
Bust it down all
I'm
the
gonna do
way.
some co-own.
Mr. Co-own himself.
But with that, it's just for like, hey, you don't understand how this dog world works yet. So let me show you. Let me put this in this contract so you understand this is what it goes down. Yeah,
Black
this is
and white
for
for them
yeah
to
this
read
is for
it.
us to, you know, so you don't have to feel like, because you may go to the next breeder. I may have this co-own deal, and then you may go to somebody else that breed and be like, oh no, your man's trying to get you, or man, why you do it this way?
Y'all can hate the game.
It's always it. So that
you signed
contract,
the contract.
and this contract is like, look, you don't have to sign this contract. You don't have to get this dog from me.
Absolutely.
Period. Somebody else
This
will.
dog will be
Absolutely.
gone. This dog will be gone.
Right.
I'm telling you, this is how it goes.
That's how I do
I
it.
have two different ways I do my own co-owns. Boom, boom, boom. You can do it this way. You do it this way. It's up to you. You want a little bit more of my help? Then we want to bust a little bit more down.
So let me ask you. So when you do it, you sign it, I sign it, and we both get a copy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And my copies are electronic, and I have paper copies. I
Let
don't
me
play.
ask you
All right,
this.
so that's not
When
an
you
actual
sign it,
contract.
and you
because-
sign it,
But you
and
get
sign it,
a
y'all-
notary. You
do
get
y'all
notary sign that.
notarized?
Right.
You get it notarized.
all the time, because without a notary, that
It
shit
means
is not a
nothing.
valid
I gotta-
contract.
So let me tell you.
Hold on,
So let me tell you how Texas works.
I got a move another.
Let me please tell me how to take it.
When you sign contracts, you can still go to a small claims court
and win without a notary.
with that, because that's a it's not just a verbal agreement anymore.
binding agreement.
You
But
signed
it's
it.
not binding if that shit is not.
I'm not gonna be able to go there. Like, it's gonna take half the time. It's gonna probably take more money to get my decision the way I need it to.
But I feel it,
But it's
bro.
the principle. For me, it's nothing but the principle, because my name means so much more to me.
So is it
So if I
worth-
say, hey, we're gonna go do it this way, you can go back and you can tell Joe them, oh nah, Flim did me wrong and this, that. Nah, bro, I'll pull out the paperwork. You, even if the dog situation don't even work
I
out,
did you at
I'm gonna tell
exactly
you
how you
exactly
agreed
what we
to.
said we was gonna do.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
more
not
for
to
me
be a guy.
than the dog. Because at the end of the
Right.
day, I'll take that L.
Right.
I'll take that L, but I'm not going to
All right.
let you
Yeah,
smut my name up just saying that, hey, you know, he did me wrong. Nah, you signed this contract, you knew what you was getting yourself into.
All right. So of course we still have more. There should be a part 2 to this, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
we're gonna wrap this one up, this segment, because our time is up. But I do want to thank Mickey
Definitely.
for coming down. Shouts out to Mickey Munday for coming down and allowing us to bring him onto the podcast, and for him wanting to
Thank
be a
you for
part of
having
today's
me,
show.
bro.
No, definitely, bro.
been an honor.
Mickey
Been
is
Mickey the homie.
man, and so shouts out to my team, man, for the dope podcast.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, for
Thank
sure.
y'all for having me.
For sure, for
These
sure.
people at this
Appreciate
table,
y'all.
they're definitely my brothers, man. They my boys,
Already,
you know, and I
bro.
appreciate y'all for having
No
me here.
doubt.
Let me get my
No
2
doubt.
cents.
We want to shed light on everybody that's doing this for real. So.